It is December 17th, and yeah, we have definitely seen a real uptick in gift buying, a definite increase in people looking for presents, which I said had started yesterday. Last few customers of the day were doing that. It's fascinating also is to see these parents out with their children, clearly trying to gauge what their child might want this late. I'm used to seeing that like right at the beginning of December, right at the end of November. Parents are like, oh, we'll put it on the list. We'll put it on your list for Santa. But I saw a lot of that yesterday and today. So that's sorry. There's some guys with motorcycles outside. They're clearly very unhappy with their lives because they have those really loud motorcycles that don't need to be anywhere near as loud as they are. They just are. So that's always fun. They're right in front of the door. That's why we're not looking at the dozen new books that came out. Now, about those dozen new books, I talked about this yesterday. I mentioned it on Thursday. A large number. Oh, they're so cool, Joe. You hear them? Can you hear them? They're literally just sitting on their bike and revving it. It's really very, very, very sad. Oh, now they're leaving. Thank God. As I mentioned, a bunch of the books, over half the books. Yeah, no, they have to tell everyone how cool they are. Do you know what that motorcycle cost? Do you know what it cost? You couldn't afford that. I couldn't. I could not. We're looking at books that came out in many other stores last week, a few even the week before. This week's stuff is in boxes, they claim, shipping out. Now, I'm getting 3 boxes. It's some stuff from last week and a bunch of stuff from this week that should be out tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm not paying for them. I don't have an invoice to pay for them. They're just shipping them to me, and then they're going to be on a different invoice? I don't know. They're in the system. They're able to be gone over. But yeah, it's very, very frustrating. What's going on with Diamond has reached an actual point where it is affecting us. Most of our customers are like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, I don't care. There's a lot of wish list stuff, a lot of stuff that people order on the wish list all the way at the end of November that's finally coming in this Diamond order. But the reason the stuff is really messed up, the stuff that's driving me crazy, is that I finally tracked down a bunch of people are missing things. I had someone ask me about Terminator number 2. We couldn't find that. I had someone ask me about this book, that book. Oh, that book never came in. And I went, no, it's really weird. And I finally was going over stuff from November 20th. Remember that first time we were told they were consolidating the Diamond warehouses and November 20th your order could be a little messed up? Well, that order was messed up. So I've sent an email to Diamond. This is great. This is classic bureaucracy, what happened to me. I sent an email to them. I go, hey, I have this invoice. I know I should have reported it sooner, but because of everything being late and everything being messed up for the last month, I wasn't sure if stuff was coming. But I just see you had this all on my November 20th invoice, and it didn't come. It's not here. I didn't get these books. And the answer I got, this is classic bureaucratic answer. Well, here's our information, and we shipped it to you. We shipped it to you? Like, you didn't. That's what I'm telling you. It's on the invoice. I paid a check, assuming that you didn't. You didn't send it. Well, I love this question. I love this question. Well, what did we send you then? You didn't send me other things. You just didn't send me the right stuff. Could you please send it to me? I'm waiting on an answer for that. If I don't get an answer, probably I'll send an email, follow-up email. It's been 5 or 6 hours. I should expect to not get one by the end of the day if I haven't gotten one yet. But it's very frustrating because I would have caught this if they hadn't told us, oh, your invoices are all kind of messed up, stuff's coming late, don't. So I never looked through whatever. The invoice was sent incorrectly, it was the way it was printed it was all wrong, and I just never got to do that. So hopefully we'll get stuff, but I do not think people are going to get these books next week in time for giving them as gifts. So that's a little frustrating. But yeah, The motorcycles have gone away, so now let's go look at the dozen new books. First, I'll show you the books that are new, actually new for today. Beautiful Things by the great Inu as the art. Hayamato's Hikari-man, very popular series from about 10 years ago, getting the omnibus treatment, 2 volumes. Crazy science fiction superhero story. Confession. Karagochi, I heard this book is insane. Absolutely intense. 2 men stuck in a cabin, revealing dark truths. Cat Companion, Maruru, and Hachi. We sold out of the first volume of this, so I got 1 copy. Now, keep in mind, some of these are due to damages, but keep in mind, there is 1 copy here about each thing. One copy of each, because that's where we're going in 2025. We're ordering very little. Incredible Hulk. This is the 4th of the Incredible Hulk Mighty Marvel Masterworks. 10 issues of Hulk comics. Also, 3 copies. We've been getting these by the dozen. We're getting 3 copies. Reprint of Life Sucks. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. But let's look at one more book that's new today. Came out today. Again, if I was in charge of the marketing for this, I would have made this Sonic and Shadow coloring book come out like 2 weeks ago. I'd like to have a little lead time before a movie to sell something for a movie. But yeah, it's original art pages of Sonic and Shadow. I don't think any of this stuff exists elsewhere, but I could be wrong. There could be some comic covers. Got that. The 20th anniversary of Cyanide and Happiness has been going on all year. So this is the collection of that. Again, I'm pretty sure someone ordered this, so we got a couple of extras for the shelf. Belly Full of Heart, a beautiful queer romance story out of Silver Sprocket. The second Aster of Pan. I sold a lot of copies of the first Aster of Pan. A lot of people very excited by this book. Really enjoyed the sports in a dystopic future setting. And no one ordered book 2. So we got 1 copy so that Paul or Hassan or any of the people, Conrad, any of the people who ordered Aster Pan Volume 1 could get number 2, but we've only got a few copies. Marley's Ghost. This is a fantastic project. The great Harvey Kurtzman, right, of Mad Magazine and EC fame, did a short version of A Christmas Carol once, and it was never finished for the whole story. He was always going to get back to it. This has been expanded by Gideon Kendall, my friend Josh O'Neill, who used to be Locust Moon Books, is now Beehive Books, and the great Shannon Wheeler in Kurtzman style. It won an Eisner for Best Digital Comic, and it's finally in print. It was printed up as a really fancy edition, but this is a nice normal edition. Again, we should have had that 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, and we finally got it in. Same with The One Hand and The Six Fingers. These are 2 fantastic graphic novels, The One Hand and The Six Fingers. These 2 comics came out at the same time with the same writer and different artists, and it followed a person who was having crazy reality-shifting dreams and a person who was a detective on a case for a bunch of killings that had started up again, the Six Finger Killings. And the 2 stories happen at the same time and sort of run concurrently, and it's really awesome. And I'm so happy that they put it all in 1 big book. If you're looking for a totally messed up murder mystery story, this is a great one, and it follows both the murderer and the detective from 2 different angles. Really great. Final book to talk about, Life Sucks. Life Sucks is about 15, 20 years, no more maybe, the great Jessica Abel and the great Warren Pleece. Jessica, of course, the fantastic comic scholar and creator, La Perdita, and drawing words, writing pictures with her husband, Matt Madden, and now dean of the comic school in the Philadelphia School of Art. Wrote this years ago, meticulously scripted. Her and Warren actually redrew pages on each other to try and explain the angles and stuff. So it really is one of those great comics, goth vampire romance, but just an exceptionally well done comic. So that's our 12 new books. We will hopefully have another half dozen books that'll be out tomorrow, but I don't know when. If Benny brings the delivery right away and I can unload everything and get it out, the first priority is going to be getting the single issues into people's holds, because people will be coming to pick up their holds, and onto the shelf with all the other new stuff. Now, last week we put up 27th and 3rd books. This week I have books from the 11th from Diamond that we're going to put up there. A bunch of distillery releases, a few image books, not tons. And then we'll see what comes tomorrow. Most of the orders I made for the 18th and 25th were very, very, very tight. Even the stuff that I have now, except for the Absolute and the Ultimate variant covers that we've got up there. So, and number ones. We got New Gods number 1, Challenges of the Unknown number 1. I had a Marvel special, but I realized someone here worked on it, so I put those aside for them. But yeah, there's a nice amount of stuff. Second issue of the Monster Piece Theater, the Godzilla versus Great Gatsby series. So lots of fun stuff tomorrow, which we will look at then. Hopefully I will have heard from Diamond by then and can report that the late stuff from November 20th is finally on the way. We really lucked out. I had been thinking up until now that we had not been affected by this stuff very heavily, just getting stuff a few weeks late. Nothing missing, nothing totally screwed, but we did. We did get something totally screwed. We missed about 2/3 of a shipment. Yeah. So until tomorrow, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind. I gotta learn how to hit an X.